Dear President Zurinda, dear President Weber, dear colleagues and friends. Since its foundation, the Wilfried Martens Center has been at the heart of our common project. You keep alive the spirit of a great statesman and the founding father of the European People's Party. Yesterday indeed marked 10 years since Wilfried Martens passed away, and I never forget what he used to say. Chacun doit prendre l'Europe à cœur. We are once again being asked to lay the foundations for Europe's future, and we can only do this with Europe and its people in our hearts. Your recent report on Europe's middle classes highlights the economic headwinds we face, but also the profound resilience of European society. For even among citizens who expect a worsening economic climate, more than half have faith that this can be reversed. Europeans have hope for the future and trust in our union's strength. And so do I. We are facing most fundamental challenges to our competitiveness. First, inflation remains high, but we have successfully started bringing energy prices down, which in Europe was the main cause of inflation. The price for gas was over 300 euros per megawatt hour 1 year ago. Now it's down to around 35. Double-digit annual growth in wind and solar capacity will most likely outpace electricity demand from 2026 on. What this means is significantly lower energy prices for European households and businesses in the midterm. And such dynamics we also want to create in other fields. Take our skilled workforce, one of Europe's greatest assets. We have record levels of employment, and this is good. But labor and skills shortages are also reaching record levels. Therefore, we need to improve access to the labor market for young people, for women, for regular migrants. We need to respond to the deep-rooted shifts in technology, society, and demography. And we need to prioritize skills. To jointly address all these challenges, we will convene a new Social Partners Summit at Val d'Uquesse, together with the Belgian presidency. Because the collective bargaining partners are a real asset of our European social market economy. They know best about all the shifts in the labor market. Their expertise and their contribution is paramount. Third, we need less red tape. Small and medium-sized companies often do not have the capacity to cope with complex administration. And this is why we will make a legislative proposal towards reducing reporting obligations at the European level by 25%. We will also work with member states to match the 25% at national level. And for every new piece of legislation, we will conduct a competitiveness check by an independent board. And finally, we want to hear directly from small and medium-sized businesses about their everyday challenges. So we will appoint an EU SME envoy reporting directly to me. It is time to make business easier in Europe. Europe's industry is great. Tens of thousands of companies are showing every day that they are globally competitive and that they are eager to conquer the markets of the future. With the European Green Deal, we shifted the climate agenda to being an economic one, which has provided to the entire single market a clear sense of direction for innovation and investment. From renewables to electric vehicles and from green hydrogen to biotech, our ambition is crystal clear. The future of our clean tech industry has to be made in Europe. And this is why, as we are now entering the next phase of the European Green Deal, together with the business sector, we will develop a tailor-made approach for each industrial ecosystem. we have started to hold a series of clean transition dialogues with industry. And the third and final point I would like to raise today concerns Ukraine and our European family. Ukraine's courage from day one has been inspirational. We will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. And we will help them rebuild Ukraine as a modern and prosperous country. We've seen the great strides Ukraine has already made since we granted them candidate status. And we have seen the determination of other candidate countries in the Western Balkans and Moldova to reform. They are committed to strengthening and reforming their democracy because their future is in our family. And in a world where size and weight matters, it is clearly in Europe's strategic and security interests to complete our union. This means thinking about how we get ready for a completed union is now the task of the day. To give us the geopolitical weight and the capacity to act in a union of 30 plus. My Commission has started working on a series of pre-enlargement policy reviews on how our institutions or the budget or security guarantees would work. I'm already looking forward to the ideas and contributions that the Wilfried Martens Center will bring to this. Once again, it is time to lay the foundations for Europe's future. A union complete with over 500 million people living in a free, peaceful, and prosperous democracy. Dear friends, Europe is the story of generations. After the fall of the Iron Curtain, Wilfried Martens and his generation turned an economic project into a true union of people and states. Now it's up to us to match their determination. And with Europe deep in our hearts, I believe we can. Long live Europe.